Hello, and welcome back to Criminological Theory. In this lecture, we begin to look at specific criminological perspectives and theories. We start at the beginning, with the classical school and rational choice. In pre-classical times, criminal behavior was often attributed to supernatural forces, divine punishment, or even moral deficiencies. People believed that individuals who committed crimes were morally corrupt, or perhaps they were possessed by evil spirits. During this time, there was a limited understanding of human nature. The earliest thinkers did not have a well-developed understanding of human psychology, and there was little recognition of individual difference or the social and environmental factors that might contribute to criminal behavior. Punishments for criminal acts were typically harsh and focused on retribution. Torture, public humiliation, and physical punishments were common methods of dealing with criminals. Now, because many pre-classical societies lacked formal legal codes or systems, religious authorities often played a significant role in defining what constituted a crime and in administering justice. Religious texts, doctrines, influenced the legal and moral standards of the time. Now, heavily influenced by theorizing on human nature and Enlightenment thinkers like Hobbes, Montesquieu, and Voltaire, the classical school of criminology represented tremendous humanitarian reform. The arbitrary administration of justice and cruel punishments in medieval Europe provided fertile ground for the emergence of the classical school of criminology. This school offered the first empirical explanation of crime, superseding centuries of interpreting crime as a supernatural phenomenon. So, let's dive in. Classical theorists believed that crime is caused by the individual exercise of free will, not demonic possession. They moved choice to center stage. According to the classical school, pain and pleasure are the two central determinants of human behavior. People choose to engage in criminal behavior after weighing the potential benefits and risks. Now, crime prevention is possible through punishment that is swift, certain, and just severe enough to offset any gains to be had through criminal behavior. These are ideas based on the work of Cesare Beccaria and Jeremy Bentham. Unhappy with the disproportionality of punishment, Beccaria publishes his book, Essays on Crimes and Punishments, in 1764. Built on the ideas of Thomas Hobbes, Beccaria argued that since people are rationally self-interested, they will commit crimes if the benefits of engaging in crimes outweigh the cost of committing crimes. To deter crime, you need only to offset the benefit of engaging in crime by increasing the cost associated with criminal behavior. The goal of punishment is therefore deterrence and not retribution. If the sole purpose of punishment is to prevent crime in society, then punishments are unjust when their severity exceeds what is necessary to achieve deterrence, an argument that laid the foundation for modern-day deterrence theory. Excessive severity will not reduce crime, rather it will increase crime. Beccaria believed that the swiftness and certainty of punishment were far greater deterrents of crime than excessively severe punishment. Jeremy Bentham shared many of Beccaria's views. His contribution to the classical school was grounded in his utilitarian philosophy, which posits that the moral worth of an action is determined by its utility, or the degree to which it maximizes happiness and minimizes suffering for the greatest number of people. He argued that individuals are rational actors who make decisions based on a cost-benefit analysis, an analysis he referred to as the hedonistic calculus. Bentham also introduced the principle of utility, which argues that the aim of punishment should be to maximize social utility. In the context of criminal justice, this means that punishment should deter potential offenders, protect society from harm, and be proportionate to the severity of the crime. The classical school of criminology introduced several key principles and ideas. First, rationality and free will. The classical school emphasizes that individuals are rational beings who have free will and the capacity to make choices. It posits that people choose to engage in criminal behavior after weighing the potential benefits and risk. Second, hedonism. Classical criminologists argued that human behavior is primarily driven by the pursuit of pleasure, or hedonism, and the avoidance of pain. Criminals are seen as seeking immediate gratification or benefits from their actions. Third, deterrence. The classical school introduced the concept of deterrence, suggesting that individuals can be discouraged from committing crimes if they believe that the punishment for those crimes will be swift, certain, and severe. Of course, this idea laid the foundation for the modern criminal justice system's focus on punishment as a means of discouraging criminal behavior. Fourth, proportionality. Both Beccaria and Bentham advocated for proportionality in punishment, arguing that punishment should be proportionate to the seriousness of the crime and should not involve excessive cruelty. At the number 5 spot is legal equality. Classical criminologists emphasized the importance of legal equality. They asserted that law should apply equally to all individuals, regardless of their social status or background. They criticized the arbitrary and unequal administration of justice. Sixth, crime prevention. The classical school advocated for a shift from a focus on vengeance and retribution to a focus on crime prevention. By making punishment more certain and proportionate, they believed that potential offenders would be deterred from committing crimes. Lastly, due process. The classical school laid the groundwork for the development of due process rights and the protection of individual rights within the criminal justice system. The rational choice perspective is the logical extension of the classical school. This perspective incorporates many more variables in the reasoning process and considers the choices of victims as well as offenders. Like the classical school, rational choice theory posits that 1. Individuals engage in a cost-benefit analysis before deciding to commit a crime. 2. That individuals seek to maximize their personal utility or well-being. And 3. The threat of punishment can deter individuals from engaging in criminal behavior if the expected cost outweigh the expected benefits of committing crime. What is different is the recognition that criminal opportunity and situational factors play a crucial role in criminal decision-making. Situational factors are circumstances and conditions that surround a potential criminal act and can significantly influence an individual's choice to commit a crime. Let's talk about a few. First, opportunity. Opportunity is a key situational factor in rational choice theory. It refers to the presence of circumstances that make it possible for an individual to commit a crime. For example, an unlocked car with valuable items visible inside creates the opportunity for theft. Target suitability. Target suitability refers to how appealing a potential victim or target appears to be to a would-be offender. A suitable target is one that is perceived as valuable and vulnerable. For instance, a poorly lit area with no security measures might make a person or property more suitable for criminal victimization. Guardianship. Guardianship represents the presence of individuals, authorities, or security measures that can deter criminal behavior. This would maybe include law enforcement, security personnel, surveillance cameras, even the presence of potential witnesses. High levels of guardianship can discourage offenders from acting due to the increased risk of detection and punishment. Temporal factors. Temporal factors refer to the timing of criminal opportunities and is another situational factor. Criminals often choose times when they are less likely to encounter guardians or witnesses. For example, burglaries may occur during the daytime when homeowners are at work. Spatial factors refer to the location or spatial context in which a potential crime might occur, and is crucial. Certain areas may have more conducive environments for criminal activities due to factors like neighborhood crime rates, street lighting, and the presence of businesses or residences. From a policy perspective, we land at a very similar place as the classical school. The rational choice perspective suggests that effective crime prevention strategies should focus on altering the cost-benefit calculations of potential offenders. The rational choice perspective does lay groundwork for several important theories, a number of which we'll discuss later in the semester. But let's talk about two specific theories that are rooted in this perspective: lifestyles exposure theory and routine activities theory. Lifestyle theory is a criminological perspective that explores how an individual's way of life, their routine activities, and their personal choices can influence their risk of victimization or their involvement in criminal activities. This theory suggests that one's lifestyle can create opportunities for both criminal victimization and criminal behavior. Lifestyle theory emerged as a way to understand why certain individuals or groups are more likely to experience crime, either as victims or offenders, based on their lifestyles and daily activities. Lifestyle theorists emphasize the importance of an individual's routine activities in shaping their exposure to criminal opportunities. Changes in an individual's routine activities can impact their vulnerability to crime. Lifestyle theory acknowledges that some individuals engage in risky behaviors or activities that increase their exposure to criminal risk. These behaviors can include drug use, involvement in illegal activities, association with delinquent peers, or engaging in high-risk sexual behaviors. Conversely, lifestyle theory recognizes that certain lifestyle choices and protective factors can reduce an individual's risk of victimization or criminal involvement. These protective factors may include having strong social bonds, participating in pro-social activities, and avoiding high-risk environments. Lifestyle theory often explores the concept of victim-offender overlap. This refers to situations in which individuals who are victims of crime may also be involved in criminal activities themselves. The theory examines how shared lifestyle factors can contribute to this overlap. From the offender's perspective, lifestyle theory suggests that criminals often choose victims based on their perceived lifestyle attributes, such as socioeconomic status, their occupation, and daily routines. Criminals may target individuals whose lifestyles make them more vulnerable. Now, lifestyles theory has implications for crime prevention strategies. It underscores the importance of understanding how lifestyle choices and routine activities can increase or decrease exposure to crime. Prevention efforts may focus on altering routines and reducing high-risk behaviors, and of course, enhancing protective factors. Routine activities theory is a theory of victimization that was developed by Cohen and Felsen in 1979 to explain predatory crime. Routine activities theory suggests that a crime will occur when a motivated offender comes into contact with a suitable target in absence of a capable guardian. At first glance, the theory seems quite simplistic, but it's actually quite nuanced. Let's break down the key concepts to get a better understanding. First, let's talk about motivated offenders. Cohen and Felsen didn't attempt to explain what motivated offenders to commit crimes. Suffice to say that because humans are self-interested and will engage in crime if the benefits outweigh the cost, Cohen and Felsen simply assume that a motivated offender is present. Suitable target is a little bit different. A suitable target is characterized by specific attributes and conditions that would make it attractive to potential offenders. First, it has to have some perceived value. Targets with a perceived high value, whether it's in terms of monetary worth or personal significance, are more likely to be considered suitable by potential offenders. This could include things like jewelry, electronic devices, Vehicles with valuable contents inside may be attractive targets. Accessibility. So targets that are easily accessible are more likely to be deemed suitable. Accessibility can refer to physical proximity, it could be lack of security measures, or the absence of obstacles that would deter an offender. Like an unlocked door or an unattended purse in a public place could be an accessible target. Limited guardianship. So suitable targets are often in locations where there's a lack of capable guardianship. A target in an area with no security personnel, surveillance, cameras, or the presence of people is just going to be more vulnerable. Predictability. So targets with predictable routines and patterns of behavior become more suitable. If an offender can anticipate when and where a target will be, it becomes easier to plan and execute a crime. For example, a home left unattended during regular working hours is a predictable target for burglary. Reduced risk of apprehension. Suitable targets are often in situations where the risk of getting caught is perceived as low. Offenders are more likely to target locations or individuals when they believe that they can commit the crime without being observed or detected. Reduced risk of apprehension increases the suitability of a target. Lack of surveillance. Targets in areas with little or no surveillance, whether it's from law enforcement, security cameras, or just bystanders, are considered more suitable. It's the absence of witness or the ability to act covertly that can make that target attractive to offenders. Now, lastly, let's talk about vulnerability. Vulnerable targets such as individuals who are physically weak, intoxicated, distracted, or elderly are more likely to be chosen by offenders. Vulnerability increases the perceived ease of victimization. Now, capable guardianship is an interesting one. In routine activities theory, a capable guardian refers to individuals, authorities, or a security mechanism that could have the potential to deter or prevent criminal activity just by being present in the vicinity of a potential crime. Capable guardians actually serve as protective factors. Their presence increases the risk for potential offenders and reduces the likelihood of a criminal event. Some common examples might be police, a friend, maybe a parent for a child, a witness, security personnel. But capable guardianship does not have to be another person or people. Capable guardianship could mean bars on a window, an alarm system, a neighborhood watch, a dog, or even a weapon. It turns out that the most capable guardian is your home. Those walls that close you off to potential victimization are actually the most important capable guardian that you could have. Before we close out the classical school and rational choice, there is still one very important and related theory to be discussed. So be sure to check out the short lecture by James O'Barry on deterrence theory. Thanks for joining me, and as always, please email me any questions or comments that come up this week.